as human beings, we do not learn the lessons of history. That there are many times when there's been a technology that has the capacity for good,
Mhm.
that man has chosen to use it for the very opposite. What do you think in terms of co-creating a way of managing these new technologies, particularly where we can put the safety net to limit the negative, the damage that
Mhm.
are done by some people because they're greedy or because they they like to create mayhem.
Yes. Well, I mean, that's when I was at the summit last year in Geneva. Two of the days were open to the public, for people like you and me and the people in the audience. But there was one day where I wasn't invited, obviously, but there is a day just for governmental agencies to come and talk about compliance and governance and all of those kinds of things. So, and this was the seventh year of this summit. This didn't just start last year. They've been
I
doing this
know.
for a very long time. It was just the first time that I personally had
Yeah.
gone. But I've also been invited now to join a group that's called AI for Developing Countries. And it's also to make sure that there's some kind of a balance between those places that are pushing this forward because there are a lot of people and a lot of money and a lot of waste for this to work, but to make sure that the whole world gets involved. And that's also a very big thing that happens at the UN. But I think the most important thing is when I was speaking to somebody, I'm working on a series now with World Values Day, and once a month we have sessions where we invite people to come to talk about their values and then to see to I just demonstrate little parts of things in AI and say, you want to make a bigger impact on what you're doing with your values, which is really important, but let AI help you. And then people come and ask questions and they say, so Rhonda, well, what could we do? I want to do this and that. And I go online and I demonstrate, 2 minutes of something, look at
Yeah.
this. And we have a group where we're all online together and we have a list of all the tools and everything so people can go in. But I know right at the beginning when we started this last year, somebody came on and said, but now with everybody with AI writing things for people, how do I know if it says John Smith at the top that John Smith really wrote it? And I said, well, in the past, and there still is in the present, there are people called copywriters. And
Mhm.
in the past, when it said John Smith at the top, it wasn't necessarily John Smith who had written this, it was being
Yes.
attributed to John Smith. And I said, but the other thing is, whether you want to believe that this is from John Smith or John Smith using a person or a tool or an
Yeah.
AI agent or whatever it is to help,